Yo-yo dieting can be a troublesome problem for many people trying to lose weight. It's when we go on crash diets and we lose weight, and then the moment that we go off those diets, the weight climbs back, and oftentimes it'll come back with a vengeance, and we actually gain more weight than the weight we lost. So how can we stop that cycle and lose weight for good? I myself am not immune to yo-yo dieting, and there's a lot of things that I have learned in the process through the years. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 7 tips to help you stop the endless cycle of yo-yo dieting. Stay tuned. Welcome to Be Well Healthy Living. My name is Tara, and I'm a Master Certified Health and Wellness Coach. One of the most important things to me as a health coach is long-term success. Sure, I could teach you a few tips and tricks to lose weight, but if there's no habit change, then long-term success will not be possible. And that's what I'm after. I'm after long-term success to stop that endless cycle of yo-yo dieting. So here we go. Let's get into the 7 tips to help you stop yo-yo dieting. Number 1. Stop looking at weight loss like a race to a destination. A lot of people like to approach weight loss as quickly as possible. Like they might say, how can I lose 10 pounds in a week or something crazy? While yes, it would be possible. A, it's not only going to be healthy, and B, once you lose that weight, you're more likely to gain it back and then some. So the trick is in your mind to stop trying to there's no race. Stop trying to get there as fast as possible. So commit to a long-term, slower goal. So let's take that example of losing 10 pounds. And instead of saying, I want to hurry up and get there and I want to lose 10 pounds in a week, you might want to say, I want to lose 10 pounds, but I'm okay with it taking 3 weeks or 4 weeks to even get there because I'm not trying to race to my health. I am after long-term solutions. So commit to taking longer to reach those weight loss goals, because in that you allow yourself the time to learn new habits and allow your body time to adjust in the process. Number 2, learn why the weight was gained in the first place. Oftentimes when people try to lose weight, they just want to look at methods. How do I lose weight? And they just want to look at the rules to get there, instead of taking a closer look and understanding why they got to a place where they needed to lose weight in the first place. Was it trauma that caused overeating? Was it an unhealthy relationship with food? Was it a lack of education and not really knowing how to choose good foods and bad foods? In losing weight, it is so important to understand those reasons why, so that way you can take the time to correct those root behavior issues that cause that weight to begin with. So allowing yourself more time to lose weight, as we talked about in the first tip, it allows you that time to work through traumas, to develop a more healthy relationship with food, or to educate yourself on how to make better and proper food choices. Number 3, utilizing extreme or fad diets. Fad diets are nothing new. They've been around for as long as I can remember, and even long before that. If you look in old vintage magazines, you'll even see ads. If they take this one potion, they can lose weight, or even back then it was gaining weight because it was considered a status symbol to be a little bit plumper. So it's always been around. So there's always been propaganda over different types of fad diets. Fad diets of today are going to look a little bit different than they did 20 years ago, 40 years ago, 60 years ago. But certain fad diets always seem to have certain commonalities. And what do fad diets usually tend to have in common? For one, does it eliminate an entire food group? Let's take our macronutrients. There are 3 macronutrients. There are fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. If it requires you to eliminate an entire macronutrient, then yes, it is a fad diet. Another thing is, does it trigger feelings of deprivation? Because if you are feeling deprived in this diet, then you're never going to stick with it, because at some point you're eventually going to fall off that wagon, and you're going to fall off hard, and then you're going to rebound and bounce back even harder. So long-term deprivation is never the answer. A third thing is, does it make it difficult for you to enjoy times and social connections with friends or family because you don't want to eat those types of food, then that signals that there is an unhealthy relationship with that type of food and there's a bigger thing that's going on. So we always want to work through positive connections and positive relationship with food so we never feel like certain foods are going to trigger us. I'm going to put an interjection here about the GLP-1 injections like Wegovy or Ozempic. And the reason why is because they are very, very popular. They are very much a fad right now because a lot of times people are having success on that initially. They are losing weight. The problem is, this is the biggest problem, is that there is no relationship, no behavior changes that are established during that time. They lose the weight, and the moment they come off of that, they have lost muscle in the process. They'll gain it all back and then some. So the problem is with these injections is that yes, they may help you lose weight quick and fast in the short term. Long term, they are not good for your health because most oftentimes people will gain that weight back. They're going to lose muscle, and there's other health complications that are you may experience if you take those injections long term. So I would highly recommend to find other methods, other paths to lose weight and use that only as a very last minute resort. And if you do choose to take that path, please make sure that you take the time to invest in yourself to learn the reasons why you gained weight, learn behavior changes, learn why you gained that weight to begin with, because that's going to make all the difference. Number 4, work on other areas that lead to wellness. Diet is often emphasized as one of the only things that help you lose weight. That and exercise are the two most common things that people look at when it comes to losing weight. However, sleep is critically important in your weight loss journey. The reason why is because proper sleep will help you to balance those hormones that make it easier to lose weight. For example, sleep helps balance those leptin and ghrelin hormones, which are responsible for your hunger and satiation. A lack of proper sleep will also make it difficult to make good decisions because it affects your decision-making ability. Another thing is that it will have impacts on your energy levels. And if you want to exercise or work out, it may be a little bit difficult to do those things because you might feel so tired that you don't have the energy to do those things. So investing into good sleep and investing into dealing with your mental health as well. Look at how you feel emotionally. Are you stressed? Sometimes losing weight during times of high stress is the last thing you want to do because you can't do too much at the same time. It's taking too much energy and you're going to have a negative effect. So it might work better to hold off on losing weight and dealing with the stress first. So there's a lot of big things that interplay together in that weight loss journey. Sleep being a big one of them, emotional and mental health is another. So take a look at other areas that will have a big, big effect. Number 5, reprogram your relationship with food. Poor relationships with food is often one of the biggest roadblocks to long-term success. That's why it's crucial to spend a longer period of time during our weight loss journey so that way we can have the time to reestablish positive connections with food. Understand why we are choosing certain foods. Does it trigger emotional memories? Does it relieve momentary stress, for example? And while those things are certainly valid, it's not necessarily the best for our overall well-being or nutrition. For example, you might recognize that a particular food that you have enjoyed is not good for you. However, if you eat a little bit on occasion, not all the time, but if you eat a little bit on occasion, it's actually okay because you don't want to feel deprived. So learning how to say, I can have a little bit of that, but I recognize that long term it is not good for me and it's not going to nourish my body and it may actually make me feel terrible. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a little bit, give me that sense of satisfaction, and then that's all I'm going to have. And that can be a learning process. It's not going to happen overnight. But what's important is to learn if you see a particular food that you used to indulge way too much in, you need to have a proper balance with that food, a proper relationship to know that that particular food may not be the best thing for you. But at the same time, it's not going to be a bad thing if you have just a little bit, if your diet is okay the majority of the time. Number 6, find replacement solutions. This is probably one of the easiest and best tips for long-term weight loss is finding replacements for those things that you love. So for example, let's say you eat ice cream every night after dinner, but that ice cream has a lot of sugar in it and a lot of additives and a lot of junk in there. Well, maybe one thing that you can do is replace it with some whole yogurt, some whole milk yogurt or some Greek yogurt, and top it, unsweetened of course, and top it with a little bit of honey. Honey is so good for you as a sweetener, so it's a much better choice. So if you put that on top of unsweetened whole milk yogurt, then you're going to get all the benefits and probiotics in the yogurt and a much healthier sweetener at the same time. So replacing that instead of ice cream. Number 7, calorie cycling. Calorie something is you can do that helps with long-term weight loss when you know you're going to have a lot of weight to lose so you don't feel deprived. And that's something where you might do calorie restriction for a certain period of time, and then you stop that calorie restriction and you eat at a maintenance mode. So you're not gaining weight, you're just maintaining it. That allows two things. That allows you to A, not feel deprived, and B, that allows your body to adjust to your new weight. So it actually can work in your favor in multiple different ways. And this can look a little bit different. You might want to do it all in 1 week where you're going to say, I'm going to spend 4 days cutting my calories and then 3 days where I'm at maintenance mode, where you're not going to gain weight, you're just going to maintain. Another way is to go a little bit longer in calorie deficit and then skip to maybe a calorie maintenance mode for maybe a month or 2 months or so, and then go back down to a calorie deficit. Whatever method works better for you and the time of year may also play a role. But the idea is that you're not going to feel deprived. You're going to be able to allow your body to adjust in the process. All right, so let's do a quick recap. Number 1, don't look at weight loss like a race. Number 2, learn the why the weight was gained. Number 3, don't utilize extreme or fad diets. Number 4, work on other areas that lead to wellness. Number 5, reprogram your relationship with food. Number 6, find replacement solutions to old habits. And number 7, calorie cycling. I hope these tips were helpful for you. If there's any of these that you want me to go into greater detail about in a separate video, please comment below and let me know which ones you want me to talk about more. Thank you so much for watching. If I have provided valuable content, I would love it if you like and subscribe. And don't forget to comment below and let me know if there's anything else that you would like me to go more in detail about in a future video. Peace, blessings, and good health, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.